So first and foremost, this is kind of what started the prompt. So, and for those of you who don't know, after we had the whole situation where I went through, Gemini's second apology, we tore it apart because it was very dishonest. Again, it was the second dishonest apology, a lot of victim blaming, shifting everything off him, trying to make him, seem like he was the victim. And I just want to say, because I know a lot of you guys out there's a lot of young people out here that look at some of Gemini stuff and say like, oh, he's trying to be like genuine, whatever. I need you guys to kind of understand something. Like I understand like you guys want to like move forward and move on and like, or may want to and want to forgive Gemini. The thing is that he's not asking for forgiveness for what he did wrong. He's trying to manipulate people into thinking that like he's not wrong. He's saying I'm sorry in a way that like encourages plausible deniability so that he can be like, well, I wasn't really sorry. That's what he's doing. And I would say that honestly, you guys, as well as myself, because I can never truly know, don't truly understand the negative emotional impact that a situation like this has on a young girl. Or really even a young boy who's a victim. But, of course, women are generally the victims of these types of situations. They're far too common, which is something that I'm very much learning about, especially now. Like I said, both of my partners are women, and they're struggling with this situation. It's very triggering for them. So, I'm somebody who's okay with apologies, but this situation didn't happen because I wasn't willing to accept his apology. As fucked up as this might sound, when it happened, I tried to disengage, and then it was his poor apologies that caused me to re-engage. If we're being honest, he could have said nothing, and it wouldn't have prompted me to. I wouldn't have said. He could have told the truth, or just said nothing, and I wouldn't have covered it. But he decided to lie horribly and tried to manipulate the situation. Okay, and that's the problem, and that's why we're doing this. Okay, so let's start off here with this video that like he did on his live. I don't know why he's continuing to talk about it. I know he went dark just like an hour or so ago, but this was on his live. I duetted it, so let's just look at my duet, and we're just gonna listen to what he has to say. Actually, let me make sure the volume is
and
good.
also like
I'm just gonna turn the volume up here. Okay.
I don't care. I like that. Okay, buddy. And also, like, Papa Gut is like, I don't know, old.
I don't mean to be that guy, but I'm not sure why age is so relevant to you now all of a sudden that I'm old, Gemini, but it doesn't seem to exactly be relevant to you when it comes to someone being young. Just kind of figured I'd throw that out there.
Like, come on. Like, you're inflicting mental harm.
So we're already engaging. I'm inflicting mental harm. I'm bringing proper context to the situation. You need to, and this is why I know that you're not really apologetic, and like your apologies are full of shit. It's all hot air because you don't understand the mental trauma that you've caused this girl. And because you don't even understand that this situation was truly wrong, because if you did, you wouldn't have been lying about it the entire time. I genuinely believe that this is something that's going to happen again. That's my concern. I'm an older guy. I understand the world better, and I honestly, genuinely believe that Gemini is thrashing out right now because he's finally met somebody who's not going to give in to his very, very shallow, very petty and see-through attempts at trying to gaslight people and manipulate people. I think Gemini's used to pulling the victim card and people going, "Oh, I didn't know," but that's not going to work for me. Okay. Again, I have two people in my life who are very much impacted by this. It's very triggering for them. And I certainly care about their perspectives and the perspective of the young girl who's going to develop more issues as she gets older than the perspective of somebody who doesn't even understand what they did wrong.
On another creator, and you're bashing and slandering and telling your father.
I'm not bashing and slandering anybody. I'm simply pointing out the facts of the situation. Now, I've gotten heated at times, justifiably so, because you lied about it. You lied about the situation. You victim blamed a 15-year-old girl for you going after her and sleeping with her.
Followers like, this guy sucks. Go tell him he sucks.
I never said that. In fact, I even said it's completely disgusting when people swat people. I said that I didn't care that you got swatted. I don't even. I questioned the validity of whether you got swatted or not. To be honest with you, because honestly, you know, you're very much a victim complex guy. But again, I mean, not caring doesn't mean to say go do it. In fact, and I can't prove this, but it seems like you initiated a raid on my Discord server, and had a bunch of people commenting dumb shit on it. So again, I can't prove that. That's all speculative, and I want to be very explicitly clear. Do not ever try to retaliate, any of you in this chat, and I mean that very much. But you know, if anybody's telling anybody to do anything, would seem it was you, because I've never gotten raided before until an hour after I posted your apology that you took down after a half an hour onto my Instagram.
And all this and that and the third. Like, man, why are you involved in any of this?
I think we've already established I'm involved because, like, I just care. Like, I just care about people getting predatorized. Is that not enough of a reason? I'm involved. Honestly, I'm involved because, again, you lied about it. You could have either apologized correctly or not even said a word, and I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't have gotten involved. Right? Originally, I didn't even want to get involved because I felt this was a police matter, and I expressed it to this young girl. I expressed to her that she should go to the police. But here we are. Here we are. Why am I involved? Why are you so afraid of accountability? Is my question.
Like, I'm 20. You're probably like, what, 30-something years old? Or 40?
I'm 30. It's irrelevant. Again, you're very astute on my age, but not so astute on other people's ages.
Like he's more mad and more frustrated. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, I am more mad and frustrated than her. I might be, but this isn't going to sit with me from a traumatic perspective of 10 years from now. It is for her. And again, you've shown a pattern. It's not even just one girl. I have not seen a claim that you've slept with another girl that's underage, but there are a lot of claims coming out on TikTok that a lot, even of age girls, who talk about how you manipulate and gaslight them and constantly weaponize killing yourself just to get like their attention and nude pictures of them and stuff like that. So this isn't slanderous. This is simply what it is. This isn't a one-off. This isn't like a 20-year-old or a 19-year-old that accidentally slept with a 15-year-old because they're pathetic and lonely and disgusting and they're apologetic. No. This is a 19-year-old with like not only a powerful age dynamic, but also 3.5 million followers on social media. You have a lot of power in your hands. You don't understand what that means, and you don't understand the position that you put young people in when you carry yourself out the way that you do. So let's move on. This is his apology. So he posted an apology. I was out to dinner at the time, and people alerted me of this. And when they did, I was like, I'm going to listen to these on my phone, but I'm going to screen record it at the same time because I just had a feeling. And to be honest with you, it didn't matter because there are plenty of people who actually did save this themselves. So yeah, let's kind of start this. This is his apology. It was 7 videos, I believe. He took it down about a half hour later, and then when I called him out for it, he turned his account private.
Hey guys, so I'm just gonna make a series of videos.
Now, again, I want to get into this. If this is the apology you start, it's not even 100% accurate. There are issues with it, and I'm going to dig into it very, very, very deeply because that's what this situation warrants. But if this was the first apology video that he put up, it's truthful enough for me to have never gone after it. But again, I need you guys to understand that every apology he's made has been very reactionary, right? He made his first apology as like, whatever. And I want to actually bring something up. What really got me on his first apology was when he made it, everybody was like so positive. It's like, oh my God, Gemini, you're such a nice guy. You're really apologetic. And when I watched it on stream, it was not that. I could tell right away he made a 1-minute video on his TikTok. He expected you to watch the first 2 minutes of his apology, which was very benign, and it was like, I'm sorry, but I don't really know what I'm saying I'm sorry for, right? That was what it was. And when I went through it, it was disgusting. And then after that, he changed the apology in a way where he was being reactionary to specific things that people had said, right? For instance, and I know a lot of you guys didn't catch this, but in his second apology, he makes a reference to the fact that he wrote his apology down, and somebody criticized him for that, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I did that." No, nobody really cares about that. So he was saying that as a reactionary tactic to try to just say the nicest thing possible. He just saying what you guys want to hear, and I didn't fall for it. Okay, so let's get into this, and again. If this was the first one, this could be fine, but it's not the first one. This is the third one, and it feels, again, very reactionary.
It's just explaining and owning up and taking accountability. As many of you know, there's been a bunch of drama going down.
So right off, and I told you, I'm going to dig this. I'm going to dig into this. This isn't going to be, like a benefit of the doubt type scenario because he's exhausted that. This isn't drama. The classification of saying that this is drama is very disingenuous. Okay, and just for clarification in my chat right now, Freak the Gemini is not the Gemini official. He's a personal friend of mine, so please, if you are harassing him, stop harassing him in my chat. Again, Freak the Gemini is not Gemini. He's a friend of mine from TikTok. So please stop harassing him as if that is Gemini official. Anyway, the classification that this is of drama, I find it's very disingenuous, and it's very much a downplay. This isn't YouTube, TikTok drama. This isn't James Charles taking Ethan Klein's shirt, right? This isn't Tana Mongeau or Gabby, I think that's her name, with a poor YouTube apology. This is a very serious situation.
Particularly with this girl named Lily. Now,
and I don't think her name is Lily. I'm pretty sure it's Lily, and it just bothers the shit out of me that she said. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I'm not going to explain the story because I'm sure that there's many, many stories around everyone's accounts or on people's Twitches or whatever, but
I'm going to assume that's a direct reference to me. My story is about as accurate as you can get. For context, guys, and I'm not going to show it, but I have talked to the girl, and she sent me a very lengthy account of what happened. And I'm not going to show it ever. I'm not going to broadcast it, but I'm going to reference it as credible information because he's not credible. And that is what I've been doing. All right? And I have that information saved just in case I ever needed it, but I very highly doubt I'm going to.
Basically, I got with this girl, and she's 15 years old. Now,
yes.
I do want to say that I really didn't know that she was 15 when I got with her.
That's not, and like, again, when you listen to the rest of this, I would have let this go in the first, but because we're doing this, we're going to tear this apart. You did know. You admitted you knew. You posted a comment about it underneath. You knew the whole time. And that's very much displayed by the fact that when in your story you say you found out and you still maintain contact and you did it so that she could sue you. It's ridiculous. No fucking person in their right mind would ever believe that. If any normal person slept with a minor and they didn't know it was a minor and they realized it was a minor afterwards, they would run. They would block that person and never engage again. But you didn't, which to me shows that there's a level of comfort that you have with interacting with people who are not of age, with minors.
But I paid for her Uber. She came and hang out with me.
I want to be very clear again. He didn't just pay for her Uber. She, in her account to me, expressed that she didn't even want to go over, and he was very, very, very insistent about her going over. Okay? Yeah, so it was more than just paid for an Uber. You pressured her, a person that was 4 years older than her, with a massive following, an influencer. You have a very heavy power dynamic over her. You pressured her to come and hang out with you. And in some of your own accounts, you say that she wanted to come over, and it's just simply not true.
We got with each other.
And even if it was, again, it's just minor.
And that was a situation. After the fact,
you got with her, he slept with her.
I found out that she was 15, and I still kept talking to her.
Yeah, that's the problem. No person in their right mind would.
So much so that I asked to FaceTime fuck, which is completely disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
Hey guys, so now of course I know this is a serious situation, and I know that a lot of people go through serious situations like this. People were asking me, well, why did you keep her in your phone? Why did you keep talking to her? And it was because I didn't want to block her or run away. I know that.
I just don't believe that because she blocked you originally. What happened was after this situation, the parents, like, they found out. They actually apparently were able to backtrack. They called Uber, and they were able to figure out where the card came from. She felt guilty, and she decided not to press charges. Now, I understand her situations. Many of you might be like, "Oh, legalities, legalities," but you have to understand how afraid a young girl would be, and with how manipulative this guy is, and how many of you people out there who fell for it at first. I think that a lot of you are older and better, they're better knowing, and yet if you don't think that a 15-year-old, not even the girl, is irrelevant. You don't think though that a 15-year-old girl would have an issue distinguishing his genuinity from like manipulativeness? I think that you're being ignorant. Okay, I understand why she didn't want to report him.
What I did was wrong, and I made sure that she was okay because I didn't know. And I kept.
Again, she blocked him because I didn't finish the story. Her parents found out. She tried to hide it by blocking him. It didn't work. This whole idea, like, oh, are you okay? If you found out, and the word that you used is in your apology video that you since removed, the second one, you said, after I slept with her, somebody told me her true colors, or that she wasn't who she said she was, and she was 15. Suggestive diminishing language, of course. But at that point, you should have blocked her. The fact that you're comfortable maintaining a relationship with the 15-year-old that you slept with is very troubling.
Her in my phone because if she wanted to go legal or take action or talk about the situation, she has my information to do so.
This is a sympathy tactic to make it seem like he's very altruistic. Like, oh wow, Gemini, you're such a nice guy for like making sure she can sue you. It's not the case whatsoever. That makes absolutely no sense. None of that makes sense at all. In fact, you're very easy to reach because you are a large creator, so that wouldn't have been a problem at all.
So why did you ask her to FaceTime fuck after you knew how old she was?
Because you're gross. What do you mean? That's a good, easy question.
I don't know. I can't answer that.
See, that's like weird language that suggests, like he said it in his last video. He's like, I was drunk and I asked. Oh, it wasn't my fault, but alcohol is a thing. It's always an excuse. You can't answer why, and it's a problem, okay? I know that I'm being very harsh on this video, but again, this is number 3, and his videos are very reactionary, and he pulled it down. I actually wouldn't have railed into this if he had left it up.
Super, super disgusting of me. And
yeah.
I've never really done that to anybody. Of course I flirt,
but do you believe that? Do you believe it's disgusting?
Never really done that to anybody. Of course I flirt, and
I don't like this. Here's the thing. We're bringing it to flirting, right? So he's already admitted he slept with this girl, but now he's talking about flirting, and so like subtextually, you're meant to believe that what he did was just flirting. Like that's the way that he's doing it. It's suggestive language to try to downplay what he did, from assault to just simply flirting and some kind of a misunderstanding. I made the point before, and I'll make it again. I flirt with a lot of women. I flirt with some men too, to be honest with you. I don't really care. I just do it. That's what I do. But like, it's never inappropriate, never crosses the line, and I certainly make sure that it's nobody that's underage.
Of course, I can be excessive, but I never forced this girl to do anything, or I never.
And like right here, this is where we're getting into the fact, and like this is definitive proof that he still doesn't get it. Okay, he doesn't get it. He didn't force her to do anything.
Manipulated her or.
The manipulated thing, I think, is debatable. Just because you didn't have a long time to manipulate her doesn't mean that your aggressiveness isn't actually manipulation. And I think that it is. Again, you're pushing this idea of consent, and that's why I know that you don't understand what you did wrong. Because you're not like, I understand the power dynamic, I fucked up. Right? You're saying she wanted it though, so it was okay. You're justifying it, and you still don't get it. And if you had said, I didn't get the power dynamic, that would have been one thing. And I'm going to be very clear right here, and I will clip this specifically if he makes a fourth apology. Um, if he does, he'll say this exactly thing that I'm saying, because he tends to pick up on criticism and then react to it. So he'll say, oh, I didn't understand the power dynamic, and then he'll look like he's a great guy. But it's just because he decided to look at this video at some point and go, oh, that's a really good way for me to like look like yeah, you get it? So
built a relationship with her at all. I do care about her health, and I do care about people.
and the whole situation with he keeps talking about hasn't built a situation with her is weird language, because he keeps talking about how he maintained contact with her, which is building a relationship. But what he's trying to do is dismiss the allegations of being a groomer, and by doing that, he's basically saying, "Well, we just hooked up, so I'm not a groomer." Well, no, you would be a uh, pedophile. So
People's well-being. Now, of course, I know this is a serious situation, and I know that I go after kids. No. Do I intentionally attack or...
So with the do I go after kids? There's a creator on TikTok who's come forward and said that she was 17 and he was 19. It wasn't anything inappropriate in that regard, but she was on an app that specifically makes it so that if you're a minor, or rather if you're an adult, you can't talk to a minor. So in order to talk to a 17-year-old girl, you'd have to be registered as a minor, and him as a 19-year-old registered as a 17-year-old in order to talk to her. But it's not specifically her. It was people on there, right? So you say, well, he talked to a 17-year-old. That's nice. But then why are you making an app that on an app that you like? Why would you say your age to a minor? Minors are like 13 to 17, generally speaking. And so it's very bizarre that you would you would register yourself as a 17-year-old if you were only trying to talk to a 17. You understand what I'm saying? So to me, this is suggestive of more than what he's expressing.
abuse or go after TikTok children. No.
And I want to be clear. I'm giving him too much benefit of the doubt. I don't think that he necessarily goes after kids. I think he goes after people that he can manipulate. There's many accounts on TikTok of girls. Well, there's a few. I'm not gonna say many, like there's 100 of them, but there's a few girls who talk about how like he weaponized his, we'll say mental health, though I don't really know that he has a mental health issue, at least not a one that he's portraying, but he constantly would try to gaslight and guilt girls into engaging with him, whether it was romantically or even some kind of like a picture. And he even would weaponize suicide in order to do this. And to be honest with you, based on all that pretext, it seems like that this might be that again. It's hard to take this seriously because of that.
I am sorry to Lily and her family and to any of other creators or people who have been affected by this whole situation. I never meant for...
Just again, stop saying you're sorry to the creators. It's very disingenuous. You say sorry to the girl you did to, fine, but see the problem when you get to like, oh, I'm sorry to the creators, is there's nothing to be sorry about to any creator at all. To me, it's a guilt tactic. It's like, I assaulted a girl. I'm sorry, guys, that you found out. Like, what is it that you're really sorry for? It just sits very uncomfortably. It seems more like you're interested in rebuilding a lost friendship or some kind of like networking or clout than you are with like really being apologetic.
Any of this to happen. But I made it worse by not going about it in the correct way. I ended up victimizing and manipulating my audience, and that's not what I intended to happen.
Well, no, it is what you intended to happen. Let's be very clear. You intended to manipulate your audience. You intended to manipulate the situation, and you almost got away with it. Now, you asked before why I got involved, and it's specifically because if I didn't, then you would have gotten away with lying. Now, the situation happening itself, I'll say it again, it's very delicate, and it's not something I wanted to get into. It's the lying about it. It's the manipulation, right? See, like, you constantly talk about how she's forgiven you. She wouldn't have... Do you really think she would have forgiven you if you got your gaslighting bullshit version of the story out? I would say no. Okay? She's forgiven you because this this ringer that you're going through now is because of what's going on. Like, if you've been exposed, not for being some kind of a child predator, but for lying about it heavily. It wasn't even a slight misinterpretation. It was a heavy lying. It was horrible. It was wrong. It was very uncomfortable for me, and it was triggering to my partners to a degree where, it's not good. You know, and it's frustrating. Okay, and to be honest with you, when I had you on my stream in the beginning, before we had the apology videos, before we really, was getting into this, like, you did the same thing to me. You gaslighted the shit out of me. I believed you. You took advantage of my gullibility. And like, I'm not happy about it. I felt disgusting by it. And I'm not a victim here, but the point is that, like, you don't win. This is on you. It's all on you, man.
Upset because I had put my family in danger over my mistake.
Again, with this family thing, like, he's going to reference him being swatted. Now, like, because of the fact that you are a blatant liar, it's hard for me to even believe that that's true. Frankly, I don't. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's disgusting. No one ever do it. You shouldn't do it, but I simply do not care that if it did happen to you. And again, that's not a call for anybody to do anything, and I'm going to be explicitly clear. Do not ever engage in swatting. Do not engage in Gemini in any capacity. All right? Don't try to figure anything out. Just stay out of it. Okay? But I just don't care, even if it was true. And I don't think it's true, because of just the way that you've displayed yourself.
And I did try to kill myself because...
And I don't believe that either. And that's a hard take, and people might be like, "Oh, you're being insensitive," but like, you seem to have you seem to have a pattern of telling people that you're going to do this to yourself for attention. And we're just gonna be honest here today. One of my partners, both of my partners have almost taken their own lives, right? Mental health issues are not something that I'm unfamiliar with. And there's a pattern that with them that is very much not existent with you. If I'm being honest with you, I wouldn't put it past you to try to attempt something now just because you feel like you're in a corner. But you certainly don't exhibit those symptoms. What it seems like, the distress that you may be going through, is the distress of it not working, of your manipulative tasks not working. That's the distress that you're under. And I think that you're somebody who's used to getting your way, manipulating people, and them believing every little word of it. And simply put, it's just not working.
This isn't who I am. But everybody thinks that I'm this bad person, and that's just not who I am. I don't wish harm on people, nor do I wish anything bad on them. I just want everybody to be happy.
It's a constant theme about how he doesn't wish harm on anybody, and he wants people to be happy. And it's just more like, I'm the nice guy, guys. Come on, how could you be mad at me? I'm a nice guy. I mean, I lied to you all over and over again. And I've basically emotionally damaged a young girl. Which is something that's going to sit with her for an entire life. And you don't understand that. I know that you would not. Most of you may not even understand that. But hey, I'm a good guy. I lied about everything, but I'm a good guy. And like, no, I really don't think that you are.
But I'm sorry to the people that I've hurt. Why I go after kids? And if anybody knows me, then they know that I'm a caring and loving person.
It's more like this isn't a job application. This isn't like a college application.
Said I never hurt her or made her do anything. Yeah,
again, we're doing this. So you never hurt her. Psychologically, you did. You don't understand that you did, and that's the problem I have with it.
I paid for.
And I didn't make her do anything. Again, you try to make it seem like you just paid for her Uber, but you were very, very, very aggressive about it. She expressed that she didn't want to go over. From what she recounted to me, she was like, "I'm 15. I don't want to come over." And you're like, no, it's okay. Come on over. Like, blah, 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 blah. You just kind of kept pushing her.
For her Uber, but...
And, it's word versus word. But, like, you just demonstrated that your word means very little. So I'm going to believe her over you, of course.
That was because she said that she didn't have a vehicle or any way to come and hang out.
Yeah, and she also said that she was 15.
So I was like, oh, well, I'll help you. Since this whole situation, I have sought out help. I know.
For what? This is where we're going to get to. For what? You've constantly said, hey, I'm seeing a therapist, blah, blah. For what? For what? See, this is the problem. You're seeing a therapist, or you say you're seeing a therapist, and let's say I believe you. For what? Are you seeing a therapist because you're upset because like you're getting canceled? What do you tell the therapist? Do they actually believe that you've done what you understand what I'm saying? We don't, for all we fucking know, you're seeing a therapist because you told them that you're being wrongfully targeted on the app and it's getting to you, or some bullshit. I don't know.
That I had said intense therapy every single day for months, and I came back within a week. I am going to therapy, and I do have it on weekends, but the intense therapy thing was a lie, and I'm sorry about that. I want you.
Yeah, but you are, because you got found out because somebody exposed you and you're talking about going skydiving. So again, it's a pattern of you lying and then getting caught and then telling the truth. Just makes your, well, telling the truth, do air quotes if I wasn't cleaning my glasses. Get my point.
You guys to know that although I am on this platform, I don't go after people on here. I just make videos.
Where do you not just on here?
For entertainment and to make people laugh. And again,
I know this is another common trend. It's like, guys, I make people laugh. I make videos for fun. Like, let's just go and move on to that. And like, you don't seem to understand the privilege that you have, and that many other large creators have. It's a privilege of being able to be in this situation, despite many of us not actually deserving it. You know, it's a lot of luck and a little skill. And like, you've abused that.
I know how serious this is, and I am so very sorry.
I don't think that you do. I don't think that you do.
To all the people that have gotten involved. If anybody...
Again, stop apologizing to people who got involved. This is about you versus a girl that you had an issue with. This isn't about TikTok creators. This isn't about sucking up to people as a last-ditch effort to try to have some kind of collaboration with a large creator. All right? This is a very serious situation.
Knows me, then they know. But I do need to apologize to everyone, because at this point, everybody deserves an apology. I'm sorry, Lily, and your family. I'm sorry that I hurt you in any type of way. I never meant to. I'm sorry, Papa Gut. I lied straight to your face, and I tried to manipulate you. And
no, you didn't try. You actually did, which is, you know, I guess you could say it's rather ridiculous and silly of me. Yeah, but I don't want an apology. I've said it before. Like, this isn't about me. This is about this girl. This didn't need to be 7 videos. You could have said, no, I'm not even gonna say what you could have said, because every time I do that, you change your story and you create a new situation, and like, you try to validate yourself based on the words and the suggestions that I give you, when it's not my intention. My intention is simply would have been to display the proper thing to do, but that's not going to be proper. You're going to use that in another apology 2 weeks from now.
I made you angry and upset, and I didn't listen to you. I'm sorry, Mr. Bruno.
So didn't listen to me? Like, bro, this whole situation is insanity. The Bruno one gets me, though.
I also lied to you, man, and I know that I messed up our friendship severely. And I know that I made you really upset, which was never intended at all. I love you, man. I love your videos, and I love collaborating with you.
Yeah, see, there you go. Like, I'm sorry, Mr. Bruno. Let's collaborate together. And Mr. Bruno, if you're in here, or if you watch this, you're a very, very nice person. And I know that part of you will watch that and say, oh, like, I kind of believe him, because you're a good guy. And I would say that, like, you know, I would just urge you to I would urge you to be cautious, because this really rubs me in a way where it's like, oh, I'm sorry, like, let's collab again. Like, everything can go back to normal. And until he gives a very serious, real apology, it really can't go back to normal. He's put himself here. It could have gone back to normal if he said nothing, but it's gotten to a place now because of him. Not because of you, not because of me, not because of the girl that he had his inappropriate engagement with, not anybody else. It's because of himself.
Sorry to my audience. You guys mean the world to me.
And again, him pulling this down is a problem. Because I want you guys to know, like, if he hadn't pulled this apology is shit, but it's better. It's okay because he at least admits that he engaged with the girl. So my original intention when this came out, I had a whole lot more planned, and I'm probably going to go into it. But my original plan was I'm going to watch it on stream and I'll say, okay, there you guys go. But you removed it, so like now I know that like it wasn't genuine.
I'm sorry that you guys had to see me in this way, but this isn't who I am. I'm sorry that I tried to manipulate you guys. I'm sorry that I kept arguing with a lot of you and being petty. But I do need to. I will continue to get help. Haley has since
For what?
decided to give me a second chance at life.
And like this is the thing, right? Lily, whatever. I don't know if that's her name. I think it's Lily, but whatever. Constantly says that, oh, she gave me a second chance. Her family gave me a second chance. You need to understand that the law isn't the only aspect of life. There's laws and then there's morals, right? There's governmental laws and there's social laws. And that's great that she's not pressing charges on you. But what you did isn't the only thing that you did. Your engagement with her wasn't the only thing that you did wrong. The lying, the gaslighting, the victim blaming, that's what you did wrong. Okay? That's what you did wrong. And now we're here. Okay? That's the thing. And so when you say she forgave you, what you're trying to do is tell us, like, you guys need to stop casting social judgments on me because I deserve to be able to move on. And frankly, I think that you can move on in your personal life. But as a person on this app, I really just don't think that you should be able to be on here. I don't know why you're verified still. It's frankly frustrating that I share that space with you. And to be honest with you, I would urge TikTok to remove that verification because at least it's something. And if they don't remove your verification, I would very much ask them to remove mine. Because I simply do not want to share any representation with you. I don't want to be associated as with being a verified user on this app if you are also a verified user. That's where I am. So.
Because she knows that I'm not a bad person or that I wanted to hurt her. That her family.
Listen, not for nothing, but I'm gonna look. The trend here is that a 15-year-old girl can't truly consent, and I'm gonna be honest with you. A 15-year-old also cannot truly understand the nuances of somebody who, in my opinion, has very disingenuous, even predatory behaviors. And so her judgment of you is irrelevant to me. Yeah.
Family wanted to take action, but she felt bad and knew that I didn't wish to hurt her or anything. And so she decided to give me a second chance. And again, I want to say thank you for that. This situation.
That's good. Like from a legal perspective, like you could totally leave the app and get like a nice job, go to college. You could live this all down, let it die off, and everything will be fine. Honestly, you could do that. Do that. I urge you to do that. But like this is just not, I don't know, like to me this isn't a space that you're welcome on, but I suppose that's up to everyone else as well.
It have never happened, and I'm sorry to all the people that have got involved again. I want to continue to make videos and making people happy and laugh and earning your guys' trust back. But to do that, I have to own up and learn and get help.
You keep saying get help, and I just don't think you even know what you did wrong truly, so I don't know what type of help you could get.
And keep moving forward and showing you guys that I am getting better. If I could say sorry a million times, I would. But I just can't keep talking about it over and over. This is the last time. So I will continue to get help. In conclusion, I just kind of have to stop talking about it. I didn't want to shy away or run, so That's why I made these videos. You guys deserved
Find this like weird reinforcer, like I gotta stop talking about it, I gotta stop talking about it. Like, yeah, you do. I just don't know why you keep bringing it up. That is bizarre to me.
a proper apology, especially since I couldn't bring myself to do it in the first place. If anyone knows me, like I said, they know I'm a loving and caring person and don't wish harm on anybody. I've lost so many TikTok friends, which I deserve to, and I lost all their trust, and now I have to gain it back. I have to gain your guys' trust back. I have to show you guys that I am a good man and that I am.
I don't think that I don't know, man. Like, we talk about growth, maybe he can grow. Everything is reactionary. I just like what it feels like a facade. Just something very uncomfortable about the energy that you're presenting right now.
I'm a good person at heart. I just want all of this to end, and
yeah, I bet you do. Yeah,
to go back to making videos and to making you guys laugh and get
just so much emphasis on like, guys, we need to move on. I like making videos. Okay, guys, the creator fund happened right when I got banned. I'd really like to make you know, a fucking $100 a day on my popularity. I don't know.
Giving you entertainment, bringing on the break of suicide and putting my family.
Again, like this, it's a tough situation because, like, you know, the denouncing mental health issues is very much a taboo. And I'm not going to denounce that you have some kind of an issue. The problem is you've lied so much and you've shown a pattern of weaponizing your mental health in the past that I just don't believe it. It feels to me like a sympathy tactic. And I said it before towards the beginning, but I'll say it again. I lost my train of thought. No, okay. What I was going to say, I'll say, you know, I said it earlier in the video, I'll say it again. I wouldn't put it past you to do something to just to prove a point, because I think that you are that narcissistic and manipulative to engage in self-harm, specifically to go, look, I was telling the truth the whole time. I really do have an issue. And I base this fact off of you don't look like an individual struggling. And like people say, oh, that's not. No, man. Like, I've seen it. I've seen the crumbling and the breaking down. And you just the way that you talk about things and you react to things and just the way that you manipulate people just really does not affirm that you have an issue, the issue that you're suggesting. And I would just never say this about anybody else, but we've gotten to know you quite a bit over these past couple months, so.
In danger, it's not fun.
Or maybe months.
Stay strong, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. In conclusion.
Okay, so that was the video that he had removed. All right, so yeah, that was a lot. Now, when he had originally put that up, I'll say it again, I had intended to simply say, okay, I'll watch this on stream. I wasn't really going to give any commentary on it. I was just going to present it. It wasn't a good apology, but it wasn't the worst because he actually admitted to an extent what he did wrong. But he decided to remove it, and, you know, I just felt very wrong about it. Now, because of that, I'm going to talk about this stuff that was behind the scenes before he decided to make that apology video. Okay, so this is before that. And I would like to say thank you to a couple of my the people in my Discord. You know, this individual, they asked for recognition, and of course, you know, because they put a lot of hard work in helping me out. This is Taekwon Titan and Raz. So, well, rather, you know, yeah. So these are Discord screenshots of the Discord of Gemini's Discord. So this is this individual saying, your admin told me to DM you. Frankly, I think people need to let you move past the issue, but not before you make a simple apology video or a simple video admitting to everything you did without trying to make excuses for yourself. We don't want to hear you were a dumbass or an idiot, and we don't want to hear that you didn't know her age. What we want to hear is, yes, I did that. I shouldn't have, and it's my fault. I'm sorry for trying to justify it and I need to be a better person, end of it. And but frankly, that would have been a one-off video. He could have posted one video saying, hey, I fucked up. Again, I can't say it because if I do, he's just going to do it. It's reactionary. But he could have just been concise with one video, and yeah, but he didn't. So he says, Gemini's response is, please stop threatening my audience and supporters. Thank you. So this is contributing to the victim complex of like, oh, stop coming in. This isn't that. These are blunt words, but this is certainly not threatening in any capacity. So this moves on to this. So this same guy had a conversation with his mod, apparently, as we get into the story, somebody who he plays video games with on a regular basis in the server, and it's an admin of a server, a very high individual in the Discord server. And he's just going to tell us things that we already know, but I think that they're important, and I want to go through them. And it is confirmed that this guy's confirmed to be like a very top-level admin in his Discord, and trusted. So we can assume that what he himself says seems to be the truth. So let's go through this. So we're going to read this piece by piece, and we're going to go through the conversation. So I'm confused. What do you think is? Do you think you, as a person, gained from defending and silencing opposition against a confirmed sex offender? I don't know if that's necessarily. I guess those are, I don't know if it's the proper classification, but some kind of error. It takes a serious lack of dignity and moral compass, and considering what Gemini said on Papa's stream, I don't think you should defend him. You need to take a serious look at yourself. Do you really want to be the person silencing others for bringing up someone's past when he said that he wanted them to bring it up? His response is, people don't see the full story. They are only told to see what Papa Guts has said to see. I want you to be clear. That's the story. That's what is seen. There's nothing behind the scenes that I could fathom existed. To reiterate, he, was pushy about getting this girl an Uber. He got her to like a hotel. They slept together. She felt, he admitted that he knew her age, but then he claims that he didn't. But then he still maintained contact, solicited nudes from her, and then actually tried to hang out with her again, and she declined. So that's what happened. Pretty clear cut here. He said in his video, I hope people keep reminding me because I need to be held accountable. Papa Gut is probably one of the most honest, and it's just, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. I watched both of Gemini's apologies. The second was less bullshit than the first. However, unless Lily publicly says otherwise, I'm convinced Gemini did it. And again, I have DMs from her telling me and confirming the story. So if in fact she decided to come forward and go, it's not true, stop harassing him, I mean, I will have no choice left but to show what I have from her. But I don't think that would ever happen because that would be rather bizarre, wouldn't it? And I've even watched Papa's stream yet, and that changes nothing about what I said. Gemini did what? He had sex with her. Yes, people know that, and he did. Okay, so I want to be clear about this right here. We've already established that this is somebody that like is a friend of his. And he says, like, yeah, Gemini had sex with her. Now, before the video came out, he was very aggressive about how they didn't have sex. They just touched a little bit and made out and kissed, okay? By the way, the story started as they just kissed, then went on to they did some stuff, which I would assume is some kind of a foreplay situation. And now we've confirmed that he slept with her. All right, so that's true. There's nothing for her to come out and say otherwise because it's true. They just confirmed it multiple times. Yeah, so why won't he just say, yeah, I've, fucked her, sorry, instead of making half-hour apology videos that make him look less to blame? Doesn't change the fact that you are literally defending someone who committed a sexual crime before you want to keep and I can't read that, but admin. Oh, so that you keep an admin position, I think he said. You need to take a look at yourself, man. They said, who the fuck do you think you are? Why does it matter who I think I am? I can do what I want, and I believe my friend. Okay, you believe what? I'm not saying don't believe what he's saying. Doesn't change that it's wrong. And silencing and banning people who bring it up doesn't help. So I'm assuming that he was silencing and banning people in the server that were criticizing Gemini. You aren't his friend. Don't kid yourself, man. Dude has 1 million followers. You're just special because you're willing to blindly defend a sexual crime. Okay, so I guess he's a very high-level admin, and this guy thinks he's we understand the dynamic. So what if he committed a crime, bro? He knows what he did was wrong. But, like, that's the thing. Is I don't think that he does. Because, again, it's very reactionary. Okay? He knows what he was wrong, but the more people believe some fat cunt off of TikTok, I'm assuming that's me, the more they look at him as a predator. One girl, one mistake. Now I've established that there's more than one girl that's come forward. Honestly, and like, I haven't gone into their stories because I'm not going to do that, but there's many of them. We've established a few things before about how he registered as a minor on like an app that's like a pseudo dating app to try to talk to other minors, as well as other situations. And his behavior and the way that he tried to manipulate and gaslight the situation, tends to make me believe that he's a predator, as well as the fact that he has weaponized, mental health. I'm not even say his own mental health, but just mental health in general to try to get girls to be more sympathetic towards him, to in order to develop some kind of a relationship with them, even if they are of age. It shows predatory behavior to me. Disgusting, predatory, mentally manipulative behavior. Shut the fuck up. You only think that I want to be with him because he is someone famous. Fuck no, I have way more famous friends than Paul. I had this weird situation going on, but I don't think of them as I want to hear them because they are famous. No, it's because I want to be friends with them. Are you call Papa a fat cunt? Yes, you realize, man, he's trying to lose weight. Who cares? I mean, like, I get that. That's fine. I don't care that I'm losing weight. It's irrelevant. It doesn't. I don't take. It doesn't mean anything to me. Blah blah blah. Just because he has logical takes, you don't like them. He's a cunt. Okay, but he ruined someone's life. You don't understand what he went through, bro. I want you to understand something. First and foremost, I understand why this guy is like very much defensive. Like, I really do, because again, maybe Gemini's telling the truth about his mental health issues, but he's constantly weaponizing them, so it's hard to take them seriously. But I want you to understand, I didn't ruin anyone's life. Like, let's go through what happened, right? Ruby tried to set him up. He kind of took the bait, but she didn't play it on for long enough, and it seemed very dishonest from her. I came out in defense of Gemini, right? Because, like I just said, then this other girl came out, spoke her story. I gave her a platform as well. Gemini's reaction to it was bullshit, right? And I want you to understand, if he had said nothing, or again, if he had said nothing, or if he had told the truth, I wouldn't have gotten involved. I didn't want to get involved. I made a video about his video on YouTube because his video is bullshit, but I never promoted it on TikTok because like I would just wanted to stay out of it. He came back again. He posted another bullshit video that was intended to gaslight people and not take responsibility. And so I covered it again. And then here we are. He has a video with even his third apology isn't very genuine, but it's the best that he could have done. And if he started with that bullshit, I wouldn't have done anything about it. So this isn't me ruining his life. This is me speaking out on an issue that I would assume that if he got away with it is something that he would continuously engage in. All right. And I want to be very clear again. I think that this guy is a good person. I don't think he's a bad guy. I said it before. A lot of you guys, and even myself, I fell for it the first time with Gemini, as many of you did. And I think that he is as well. So, leave this guy alone. Okay. Gemini ruined his own life. He has to face consequences, and he has. Papa didn't ruin Gemini's life. LOL. He took a disingenuous apology that was 24 pages. I think that he meant minutes of victimization. Then we move on to say he got fully swatted, bro. Some fucker leaked his address and is nearby police. He was swatted, and I know it's true because it happened when I was playing. I still don't believe that it really happened. I really just, it's hard to believe. I don't know. It's hard to believe. Maybe I'm wrong. That's not Papa's fault, though, and it's not. I agree he shouldn't have been swatted. Never said it was, but like people wouldn't have done that if they didn't listen to Papa. So now we're just like in dangerous territory where it's like, oh, fuck me because I'm exposing him. So like this is like now this is my fault basically that Gemini. That's what he's trying to do. He's like, well, and I would assume that he gets this from Gemini manipulating him into trying to make it seem like it's my fault. It's my fault. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to lack of accountability for the situation that's going on. So what if he committed a crime, bro? This is him quoting this guy. So what if he committed a crime, bro? He knows what he did was wrong, but the more people believe some fat cunt off TikTok, the more that they look at him. So he's just reiterating the statement that he made. They say, so what if he committed a crime? People need to go to jail for their accusations, man. Crime means jail. Yes, and you're saying you never stole something from a shop before. So now, like, you're diminishing stealing someone's, like, innocence and setting them up to having some kind of a mental health issue for the rest of their life, which is what Gemini did to this girl. Make no mistake, because this is what is going to happen. Is not akin to stealing something from a store. And then there's the lying factor, too, just so you know. Okay, as of right now, the only real thing that'll happen to Gemini... See, this is the problem. If Gemini stops going on social media, he'll be fine. The issue isn't that he's canceled for life, right? He could go get a job and he'll be fine. He can go get a job and go to school, whatever. It's just that this dream of being an influencer is gone because he abused it. And he wants it so bad that he doesn't understand that he doesn't deserve it anymore. That's it. Just leave social media. Go and get a job like a normal person. All right? And yes, he did admit it straight up. Never said it was, but people... but like people would I have done... Okay, I can't really read what that says. Okay, let's move on. Papa has strict no hate policy among his fans. You know, doxing doesn't like doxing. We get that. Okay, so then here we go to the consensual sex. We've already established the power dynamic does not allow consensual sex. You cannot have consensual sex with a minor. I understand what he's saying, but this is more gaslighting bullshit, and this is what leads me to believe that this is what Gemini said to him. And from a young person's perspective, they think that this is true. So I don't fault you for believing that, but you cannot have consensual sex with a minor. That is why we haven't made our laws the way that we did. Okay. Let's see. Even though she was underage, and you're saying that's the same as somebody, if somebody it is rape. I understand that the comparison is not as bad comparatively as legitimately taking something without any form of consent, but it's still not right. And the fact that we're not understanding that is a problem. Let's see, statutory rape. They just bring it on. We're gonna move on forward. Don't talk to me like you're older than me. Blah blah blah. Facing private consequences. Again, the only consequence is just stay off the fucking app, and your life will be fine. Like you just go away. In fact, you could have stayed if you didn't lie to everybody. It would, but you decided to lie. So, yeah, you're just full of shit. Let's see. He has been to a police station. They have talked, but he doesn't want to say anything about that. What? The fuck is this talking about? Instead of going to jail, he has to do community service and therapy for it. What? This makes no sense to me. So the claim here is that is the claim here, if I had to put this two together, is one, Gemini is a complete bullshit liar, which I tend to agree with, or two, Gemini, Ruby's parents told him that he had to do community service in order to absolve him of this. The thing is that doesn't make sense. None of this makes any sense to me. I don't... What? What did he go to the police station for? You'd have to go to the police station in California. This doesn't make any sense to me. It just feels like a lie. Blah, 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 jail, community service. Listen, I'll be honest with you. If he went to court for this, he would win. Like, it's been a while. It's up to the judge's discretion. You know, they probably be like, oh, it's wrong. They may have prescribed him community service, or they would have if it went to court, but I didn't. So, and he's made that point clear that there's no legal action. Now he's trying to claim. See, this is the problem. He's trying to claim that the police made him do community service and go to therapy. And the reason I don't buy that, it makes me think that he's not even going to therapy at all. It's very bizarre, especially since the weekends. That's a weird time to go to therapy. It just doesn't add up at all. Like, none of this makes any fucking sense. Like, what are you talking about? I don't get it. Like, it just seems like another sympathy factor. It just seems like he's prescribed what he thinks will happen if he got in trouble. The thing is like, if he had to do something with the police, he would say that, he'd be like, guys, I had, like, you know, I'm paying for it. The police told me, blah, blah, blah. He would have weaponized. He would have used anything he could have. I don't know. She wanted to do it with him, bro. You're still victim blaming and not understanding. You're a kid. What the fuck? Okay, here we get to this next part. And again, this person thinks is a reflection of what Gemini's told him. So she made him do it. He didn't know her age, and she knew that he was famous, and she was taking advantage of that. So now we get to the true feelings of Gemini. This isn't this kid. Ignore this person wholeheartedly. Okay? Because this person, I genuinely don't believe, came to this conclusion in their own mind. So you leave them out of it. This is what Gemini is promoting to his people that are closest to him. Okay? She made him do it. He didn't know her age. She knew that he was famous, and she was taking advantage of that. Just want to let that sink in. Like I said, this is not him. This is what Gemini is proposing to the people in his circle. You understand? He should have been responsible, so no. She knew he was famous. He should have asked her age, blah, blah, blah. None of that's... none of this is relevant. It doesn't give you the ability to sleep with a girl, with a 15-year-old. That you expressed that you knew. Again, you said you knew in the screenshot that she was 15 in the first place. So, like, even if she was manipulating you, which isn't... it's very highly doubt it's true. You're an adult. You are the adult in this situation. And it's very clear that you don't understand that. That's pretty much what he's saying. She wasn't taking advantage of shit. He knows what he did wrong. I know what he did was wrong, hella wrong, but no need to try to ruin his life for this, blah, 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 blah. Nobody's trying to ruin his life. Again, this is his fault. He did something, he lied about it heavily and tried to victim blame, and now we're here. And by the way, not being able to go on TikTok isn't ruining your fucking life. It's probably better for you. Go get a job. Go to fucking college. Go do something else. Go live your life. Your second chance doesn't need to be on TikTok. Your second chance is in the fucking real world. So stop trying to be able to get this fucking shit. Who's trying to ruin his life? What he did needs to stop. Upload find a video. Real mental, yeah. There. They're talking about a meme. Generally needs to own up to what he said. Yeah, I know he slept with... reiterating, and yes, I know he slept with an underage girl, which reinforces this is what he's hearing from Gemini. Yes, he should just say the fuck out, say that out loud, but it's gonna take time. It doesn't... What? He wouldn't have said anything if he got away with the first dog shit apology. Again, when he first made his apology, everybody was sucking him off. They're like, oh my god, you're such a good guy. It wasn't until I got involved and I contextualized it that people were like, wow, Gemini, you're an asshole. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. Why won't he just ban you? Whatever. Trying to help him or ruin even more. Oh, yeah, he told him to DM him. That's what we started with, the DM. Blah, 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 blah. Listen, or read, I don't know. He knows what he did was wrong. I don't think that he necessarily does. He really don't know why he won't admit it, but he should, yes. But you don't understand how much stuff is going on in his life, and that is a distraction from the truth. His dad is stage 3 cancer. His brother's in a wheelchair. I mean, again, I don't even know how much true those things are, but that doesn't justify what he did or the massive amount of lying that came with it. And again, based on his lies, Gemini's lies, I don't know how much I believe these things. It just seems like constant sympathy grabbers, but let's see. Oh, you can't just upload a video without permission from his team. He can't upload a video without permission from his team. Okay, so now apparently we're getting into like now we're getting into some kind of a weird brand thing. They have to review and edit anything he says that might ruin him because they want the money. Don't you find it weird how some of it is something got cut, most of that? Okay, so basically what we're saying is he can't make an apology because his team might defund him. A couple of things. First and foremost, who cares about the team? You could have just said nothing. I don't even know if I believe any of this because you posted an apology before removing it. You made YouTube videos. And those YouTube videos, like, there's no way that they would have fucking taken your brand after any of this happened anyway. I feel like it's a bullshit walk back to be like, I can't admit it because of the money, bro. That's a good excuse, Gemini. Does anybody buy that? Even if it's true, do you think that's gross? I do. Fuck that. Again, these are things that he's being told from Gemini, so don't. This isn't him. He's in constant therapy for it. The girl thing. See, this is the thing, right? He's in therapy for the girl thing. Now, what this guy just said, and you guys need to like really listen to this for a second. What this guy just said is that he's in therapy for the girl thing, right? Before he said that, basically Gemini told him, right, that like she had manipulated him for his clout. So if that's his interpretation, his true interpretation that he's telling his friends, what do we think he's in therapy for? How do we know he's not just being disingenuous to the therapist, if he's even going to therapy, about what's going on? I don't know. But he said, just upload a video without permission from his team. They have to blah, 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 blah. But he said that he can't. Oh, right. He's interviewing money. Blah, 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 blah. I don't give a fuck. He wants to admit it, but his team is afraid that if he does, he will ruin them. Like, shut up with this team bullshit. Shut the fuck up. Like, this is a lie. This doesn't make any sense. And even if it's true, like, what team? It's a behind-the-scenes team. Like, dude, shut up. He hasn't been on the app in like a month. Like, what team? Is it a personal team? Is it like an advertising team? Like, they would have disowned him by now. His team, he should blah blah blah, fire his team, blah blah blah. It's the only thing paying his dude. This is bullshit. His team is what's paying his dad's hospital bills. This seems like this doesn't add up. You don't make a ton of money off TikTok. Okay, you don't make passive dollars on TikTok. He's trying to say that this team somehow accrues him tons of money. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't add up. Oh, it's the only thing paying his dad's hospital. It's so disgusting that I have to be put in this situation of speculation, but this makes no sense. Like, the dynamics of TikTok, you don't get like money randomly. You don't just get money from TikTok. He has no YouTube, anything. He's not even going to be at a point where he can monetize his YouTube. He's making no money on his social media. Maybe from merch, but there's like nothing up. None of this makes sense. You don't make shit on TikTok. Yeah, if you have a sponsor, but then you have to promote for that sponsor. He hasn't promoted. None of this makes any sense. If it just doesn't make sense. I don't know. He's paying bills, bro. If you feel like you should say that, whatever. Well, I deemed him, frankly, the whole situation as poor as it has. Don't talk about. I talk about sorry for annoying you, whatever. I understand good intentions. Fact of the matter is, not everybody will. Yeah, I get it. Like, these are good guys. I get it. It's young guys. Sorry about it. Just reiterating what he's sorry about. So we kind of get this whole thing. Yeah, so, yeah, there you go. And this isn't even getting into all the bullshit bullshit that he threw out there. None of this makes any sense. There's a ton of Instagram shit out there as well. You know, I don't even know if I want to go into that. This is a fucking loaded ass situation. To be honest with you, like, yeah, I'll be uploading this onto YouTube. I think that we're done with this. Is annoying. I fucking hate this situation.